Every speaker speaks with intent or purpose. Whether it's Martin Luther King in his I Have a Dream speech,
I still have a dream.
Ellen DeGeneres in her show's opening monologue,
Crying was scary all the time for me. And then I used to joke to my audiences, if anybody ever came to see me do stand-up, you'll remember I used to say all the time, someday I'm going to make you come to me. And here I am.
or your social studies teacher lecture.
Bueller.
The purposes of speeches can be categorized in one of three ways. The first of these speakers' intents is to inform. A speech to inform invites the audience to think. This type of speech could explain, report, describe, clarify, define, or demonstrate an event, concept, or process. Some examples of speaking to inform include your teacher lecturing, a chef explaining how to make a dish, a museum curator describing the origins of an art piece, or a news anchor reporting the local news. While informing may be the purpose of each of these speaking situations, the responsibility of encoding the information lies on the speaker. Of utmost importance is presenting the facts in an understandable and preferably memorable way. Informing cannot happen if the intended audience does not understand the concept, event, or process. And audiences will stop listening if the speech is not memorable. So analyzing your audience is important when seeking to inform. What do they already know or understand? What will they want to listen to? How can you encode the message to get your audience to listen to the information? Each of these concerns are important to the speaker who hopes to inform. The second of the speaker's intents is to persuade. A speech to persuade invites the audience to act. This type of speech seeks to strengthen, change, influence, or confirm the attitudes, beliefs, or actions of the audience. Examples of persuasive speeches include things like a senator's speech, a pastor's message, or a parent's advice. Although persuasive speeches require just as much or more information than informative speeches, persuasive speaking is different from informative speaking in that it urges the audience to change their minds or actions, often using persuasive techniques and emotional appeals. These things would be inappropriate in an informative speech. Perhaps the most striking differences between informative and persuasive speaking, however, is that the persuasive speakers must have strong credibility, meaning they have trustworthiness and expertise on the topic, and persuasive speakers must also consider ethics when preparing their message. Unethical behavior when seeking to persuade would include things like the use of propaganda, which is when the speaker chooses facts selectively and gives half-truths, or when the speaker uses loaded messages to produce an emotional rather than rational response. Encoding a persuasive speech requires great thought and time. The best persuasive speakers are those who consider their audiences and what it would take to truly change their minds or actions. Finally, the third of the speaker's intents is to promote social cohesion. Now, this phrase may sound overwhelming and technical, so let me help you decode it. Promote simply means to advance or increase. Social, of course, refers to groups of people, and cohesion or cohesiveness means togetherness. So the phrase promote social cohesion essentially means bringing people together. A speech to promote social cohesion invites the audience to feel. Essentially, this is a speech to fulfill a social need or engage in a ceremony of unity or community. It can entertain, inspire, comfort, or remind an audience of what they have in common. Examples of speeches to promote social cohesion include a comedian's stand-up routine, a eulogy given at a funeral, or a president's speech following a national victory or tragedy. Each of these speeches are meant to bring people together, and while they may also inform or persuade, the real purpose of the speech is to create unity or community. So the next time you hear a speaker speak, determine what his or her real purpose is in speaking. For now, however, make sure you have taken notes on the following terms and ideas.